Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Literally What. Happy Friday. We are at the weekend, basically. That's always so exciting. I hope everyone had a great last weekend, a great week. I had such a fun weekend. We drove back up to Georgia. It was my sister's 21st birthday, so I got to go up, see her, see some of my hometown friends. It was so much fun. It's always so sad though, because I feel like when I'm not around people all the time, I miss them, but it's more of like, can't wait to see you. You know, whenever we do get time together, it's that much more special. But then when I'm with them and I'm realizing, okay, I get like 2 days with you and then I have to leave again, that's when it's so sad for me. And I'm like, ugh, it's the worst feeling ever because I want to enjoy the time I'm going to have, but I also know I'm not going to see you after this for, a while, because that's how it is when you get older. And growing older is a trap, but it was still so much fun, and it just makes the time you spend with people that much more special and makes me want to just plan more times to see them. But great weekend. We have some friends coming down visiting us, and so I've been doing a little bit of grocery shopping. I'm definitely very much a over planner. I want to make sure that you have everything you could possibly need when you come to my house. And so I went to get some groceries. I am not even kidding, guys. I go to Publix, get a bag of grapes, go to the checkout, and I don't normally look at the pricing when I'm scanning things. I'll just look at the receipt at the end. And I'm looking, that bag of grapes was over, just take a guess right now in your head how much you think just a bag of red seedless grapes were. Over $12. I'm sitting there like, that is just insane. And they wonder why it's so expensive when you want to eat healthy foods. Because I can't get a bag of grapes unless I want to spend an insane amount of money. So I was just sitting there really just debating the world right now, and it was tough. And so I brought them home and I was like, everyone is going to be eating every single grape in this bag. I did some meal prepping with it. I made like a chicken salad with the grapes. I've been eating them every single day, and I'm going to make sure to have them out on the counter this weekend so that everyone will eat these grapes that were so expensive. And I will not be buying grapes for a long time unless I become really rich. So if you've experienced this produce, and I don't know, because when I normally get fruit, I'll do the buy one, get one, so it ends up working out in my favor. But I don't normally get fruits and vegetables that are weighed. Is that when it can get more expensive? Because a lot of times I'll just buy pre-packaged like bell peppers or like cucumbers, but I guess you weigh them otherwise if they're not priced out. Anyway, I don't get it, but it was a very pricey Publix trip for me, and I have to go back and get bananas, and now I'm scared that the bananas are going to be like $20. Anyway, that was just my crazy thought, I guess, of the week. But we have a lot of good stories. I missed you guys. Weeks sometimes just go by really slow, and sometimes they go by really fast. And obviously this one went by fast because I was busy like every single day, and now it's just like back in routine, cleaning up the house. And yeah, also we're 6 months through the year. Is that right? Crazy. And I tell myself this every year, life just, it's going by, this year is going by so fast. And maybe it's just, this is how fast life goes, because every single year it goes by fast, and I say it every single year, and I say it every single month, and maybe life just goes by fast. And when you were kids, it doesn't go by as fast, maybe because we like aren't worrying as much, and the worrying just makes things go by faster. I don't know, there's got to be some scientific reasoning behind that. But I got all my word vomit out to you guys. So now, without any further ado, let's get into some hot gossip, hot take stories, and advice that will have you saying literally what?
Literally what?
All right, I feel like the stories recently have kind of been lacking that, razzle dazzle, if you will. So I've been really scraping around the internet trying to find some good stories, and I did find some. But can these people out in the world be doing some crazy things so that I can talk about it? Because it's summertime now, so there should be some crazy things going on. Anyway, first story, the Traitors season 3 cast was announced. Now, I personally have never heard of the Traitors. I remember seeing, was it like a year or two ago, I think, when the show was first coming out. But the fact that they're in season 3 right now, I was like, I don't even remember hearing anything about season 1 or that there was going to be a season 2. But I looked into it, and apparently the show gathers a group of celebrities, and they go to this like castle, and it's, I guess, a murder mystery type of show. So they murder each other for money, and then I guess they try to figure out who it is, and they like, you make alliances, and then like if you kill someone, obviously they lose and can't get the money, so you build alliances, but then you break trust. It honestly sounds really, really interesting. And when I saw the cast for season 3, I was like, this could be a show that I might want to watch. But it's on Peacock, and we all know that's my favorite streaming service. And let's get into some of the cast. So Rob Mariano from Survivor is on it. I love Survivor, and he's like an OG, so I thought he would be really cool on the show. Chrishell from Selling Sunset. A couple people from Big Brother. I've never seen that, so I don't know. Wells from The Bachelor, and he's the bartender for Bachelor in Paradise and is married to Sarah from Modern Family. I love them. So he's on as well. Gabby from The Bachelorette. If you guys don't follow Gabby on TikTok, you need to. She is so funny, my kind of humor. I found her on TikTok a couple months ago, and every single one of her videos, whenever I see it, I die laughing. So I think she'll be, honestly, when I saw her, I was like, okay, I'm just going to watch it because she's on it. Zac Efron's brother is on it. Bob Harper from The Biggest Loser. Sierra Miller from Summer House. Who else? Oh, okay. Tom Sandoval. That was my kind of, I don't know, I really just hate watching him on TV, but they have so many different people from so many different areas of just pop culture and TV and reality TV, and I really think this will be a really, really cool show to watch. Again, I've never seen it, so I don't know, but I really think this could be fun. And I think a lot of the people they have, I think there's 21 cast members, that they're going to make for good TV. And that's one thing I've realized about just TV in general. You might not like someone, but that's what makes it fun to watch. If there's people that you really don't like or villains, then it's going to be a very boring watch. So I think these people will make it really, really cool. I think they pick like 2 or 3 to be the Traitors. Is that right? I don't know. I'm excited. And then, so apparently the fans, like, you find out who the 3 traitors are on the first show. So that's really cool that you get to know. Anyway, so that'll be fun. I might tune in. I feel like I have so many shows right now. It's like there will be no shows, and then during summer and then fall, there's like all the shows to watch. And I'm like, can you spread out a little bit? Because I don't have time to watch 4 different shows. I do for you guys because, I'm the best, but they need to spread them out better. Okay. Our next story that is kind of funny. POPPI, the soda, is being sued. Now, I am an Olipop girl. I don't really like Poppi flavors as much. So if this was Olipop, I would have been really sad, but it's not. So I'm okay with it. But the drink POPPI, hello, can I talk? There's a new lawsuit against them. So basically, POPPI and Olipop, they're just these different prebiotic sodas that are just a healthier alternative instead of like chugging typical sodas. And they're supposed to be really good for like your gut health and have different things in there that are just good for your like digestion and all of that. So POPPI is very, very, very successful. You probably see all the influencers wearing their like merch that they give them, the sweatshirts. I want one if you want to send it my way, POPPI, even though I'm an Olipop girl, but you can turn me. So on May 29th, a woman named Kristen. So that's something that also I thought was crazy. It's just this one woman who is suing them. So I guess she just really wants money. And she basically is saying that the soda lacks any meaningful gut health benefits. And basically was saying you have to drink 3 or 4 of these sodas to actually have any kind of benefit. And just basically saying the marketing for the soda is just fake and it's just sugared water. And she was just complaining about it as well and saying that there's not a lot of prebiotic supplements and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, when I first heard of it, I thought that actually there was something wrong with it. Like when Chipotle had the whole E. coli thing, it's literally just this woman saying that it's not true what they're promoting. But put aside, yes, you might have to drink a few of them to get a lot of health benefits because maybe there isn't a lot of gut health whatever in one soda as they were saying, but it's still a way healthier alternative than just chugging sodas. So I mean, it's, if you look even at the ingredients on Poppi and Olipop, it's very low in sugar, very low in calories. It does have good ingredients, and I don't understand why we're suing them. Like, it's still healthier than other sodas, so I don't see the issue. But it did make me happy that I choose Olipop because I guess Poppi does have a lot more added sugar than other gut healthy sodas. At the end of the day, though, who cares? It's still healthy, and I think this woman just wants money. And I wonder what's going to come from this and if they're going to change up their ingredients or I don't know. There's always that one person that has to sue. I remember in school they told us, we were learning, I forget what class it was, but we learned about the woman who sued McDonald's because she drank her hot coffee and got it on her and it was hot. And so now they have the, caution hot beverage on the McDonald's cup because someone had to do it and someone is going to be that annoying person who just wants to make some money in a dumb way. But we'll see what happens. I don't know. That's got to suck for Poppi to be dealing with this because they are very, very, very popular. That is for sure. All right, our next story is about one of my favorite celebrities ever, Rihanna. She is coming out with a hair care line. And first of all, let me just say this is really cool because I feel like most celebrities, when they come out with something, it's either a perfume line or a makeup line. I don't really know of many celebrities who have come out with their own hairline. Obviously, they'll be in like different hair commercials. But I think this is really, really cool of her to do. And so she is coming out with Fenty hair. And it's going to focus on formulas for every single hair type, which I think is really cool. So she went on to Instagram to share the news that her beauty empire is expanding into hair care. And they did just a campaign video that was really cool. It was just showing, all different types of hair textures and stuff like that. And just basically saying, how much switching my hair up matters to me. I've had almost every color, texture, length. And so launching a flexible line of products for every single hair want is really important for me. And I think something we truly need. It's time to play and get stronger by the style. I think this is really smart because, again, I don't really know of many celebrities who come out with a hair care line. So I think this is going to be really cool. We'll see how expensive it is. I will say I have a lot of her makeup products and I love them. I always get really nervous about buying celebrity makeup products because they have the money and I feel like every celebrity has one. And a lot of times I don't really love the product, but Rihanna, her Fenty makeup line, I really, really do like. And so I think this will be good. I'm excited. And I love that it's for all different kinds of hair. So go Rihanna, honestly. All right, let's get into our next story, which is another one of my favorite people. Trisha Paytas gave birth to her second baby and did name it Elvis. I remember when she was pregnant, she always knew she was going to name her second kid Elvis, whether it was a girl or a boy. And a lot of people were like, you should name it Presley because that's, more feminine. And she said no because she was going to do Elvis. So Elvis, I don't know how I would feel if my name was was Elvis. But she announced her pregnancy back in 2022, and again saying that she was going to name it Elvis. Her first baby we know, Malibu Barbie. I love the name Malibu. I think it's really, really cute. But she gave birth and posted on June 4th, so literally a couple days ago. And it's a really cute baby. She also is just such a girl mom. I feel like you can tell a lot of times whenever I watch like a gender reveal, I'll be like, oh, you guys totally give off like girl vibes or boy vibes. And a lot of the times I'm right, but she's such a girl mom. And I think it's so exciting. And just seeing her, like, again, I've like been watching her since I found her on YouTube a long time ago, and just her stories and her life and her journey is just crazy. And to see her now, especially like struggling with infertility and struggling with just like being happy, and now seeing her with 2 baby girls and married, and I just love her and I'm so happy for her. And I don't know, it just makes me happy when people that I followed for so long are happy, and I think it's just really, really cute, everyone. Okay, next story. I don't know if you guys have watched yet. You might have heard, but that new documentary on Netflix called Dancing with the Devil. One of my friends told me about it when I was up in Georgia, and I love a good documentary. And so when I first heard about it, I was like, oh, this is going to be kind of boring, and it seems like it's just a miscommunication between families. And then you watch the whole 3 episodes, I believe, and it is crazy. So basically the gist of it is there were these 2 sisters, they were best friends, they had like a YouTube channel together, they had a brand together, and then they were dancers, and this one man reached out to them. The older sister, I believe she's the older one, Miranda, she ended up dating him, and then basically got involved in this whole dance group that became famous TikTokers. They were called 7M, and it basically is a cult. And so it was just explaining and exposing everything about that, how the group was formed. The whole leader, I forget his name, but he is a pastor at a church. You have to be invited only. They would play like voice clippings. I don't know what word to use, but of him in his sermons, and it was just really scary. And former members of the church spoke out on the documentary and saying that, he sexually assaulted them. It was very, cut out your family, and just really, really, really crazy. And the older sister is still in that group and that cult, which is insane because majority of the people got out, and she's still in it. She's married to that guy, and it's really crazy. So I would definitely watch it. It's a little bit slow in the beginning, but it kind of like builds up the story. And then you just have like all these people, basically confirming it is a cult. And at first you're kind of like, I don't know. And then it's like, okay, this is a cult, and she's still stuck in there. And it's really sad to see because the family, they basically went live on Instagram because the daughter wasn't talking to them anymore because it's a cult, and the guy was like, don't talk to your family. And they were it's just sad. And especially this, like, I have one sister, and if my sister just like cut me off and I never talked to her again, like, I can't imagine the kind of just like, it's gotta be awful. But the sister, the younger one's still speaking out. They apparently can see her, but it's very minimal, and they can't really talk about anything. It's very surfacey. And the younger sister was basically like, that's one thing I've had to learn is, all this was happening, but also like my life and the world is still continuing to move. Like, she got engaged, she got married, and it was cool because she was like, you're going to go through things, and you can't let those things control you, and you can't let that hold you back because life's always going to be moving forward. And so you really just have to, keep moving and not forgetting about what's going on, but also like keep living your life and not letting anything control you and your thoughts and holding you back from continuing to live your life. So it was a really cool documentary. I would definitely watch it if you can. And I went online to like find the girl who's still in there, and she's still like posting, but she turned off her comments. She came out with a like, I guess, statement, and she had to write it out. She couldn't say it because I'm sure someone else wrote it for her, but she's still oblivious. And I think eventually one day it'll kind of be like a awakening moment for her. And I don't know, it's just weird to think about how people can get in these cults and not even know. And I don't know, cults are, it's a weird thing to think about, because it's like, how can you be that like mind controlled and like not see that you're in one? I don't know. But then again, I feel like these leaders of the cults are crazy, and I don't know. And it was also sad too, like one last point, that they would call the police and try to get them to help and arrest the guy, and they're like, these people are adults, and so we can't really do anything. And they even had people go to the police and say, like, he did sexually assault me. And they were like, well, we need more than like one person. And it's like, seriously, like, you're having someone come up and talk about something that's probably horrifying and traumatic for them, and you're gonna be like, sorry, not enough. I do believe he's going to trial in 2025. We'll see what happens with that, but definitely give it a watch. It's 3 episodes on Netflix. And yeah, crazy stuff. Well, let's get into our next story. This one was kind of funny. You might have seen this clip on TikTok, but singer Taylor Momsen, who you might know from Gossip Girl, she was bit by a bat while performing on stage. Number one, I didn't know that she was a singer, so that was new to me. Number two, what a random thing to happen to someone. So, former Gossip Girl star Taylor Momsen, she was performing in Spain and got bit by a bat. It basically, you can see it in the video, it like latched on to her like thigh area, and everyone was kind of screaming like, hey, like, there's a bat on you, trying to tell her. And she was still just like kept continuing to sing. And then she eventually saw and asked one of the crew members for help, and a lot of people then ran out on stage. Then the bat flew away seconds later, but then I think she had to go to the hospital. She said, he was cute, but yes, he bit me. So she's undergoing rabies shots for the next 2 weeks. That's just the most like a bat. That has got to be terrifying. So yeah, the CDC says if you do get bit by a bat, to go to the hospital and get treated for rabies. Yeah. And then they posted a picture, and she posed next to a no bat sign. So they made a joke out of it, but I saw this and I was like, that's just so random, and that has to be really, really scary too. Like, I wonder if it hurt. A bat bite. What does that mean? That's got to be some kind of a bat landing on you and biting you. I don't know. I think the only time I've seen a bat once before, I don't remember if it was when I went to a trip in the Bahamas, and I believe I might have seen one there. Where are bats even located? Like, where do they live? Let's look this up. Where do bats live? And aren't they nocturnal? They can be found in all parts of the world. So they live everywhere, but they are mainly during the daytime, retreating in caves, rock crevices, old buildings, bridges, trees, and they are active at night. Let's see, where do bats live mainly? Okay, it's giving me nothing, so that's great. Basically, they can be found everywhere. So I guess we need to look out for bats now. That's really great for me. I have to be looking out for all these bugs, and I have to look out for bats? No, thank you. I'm good. Thank you very much. Anyways, let's get into our next story, which is kind of a crazy one, because Nicole Kidman and Zac Efron are starring in a new Netflix movie called A Family Affair. And the trailer, man, there was a makeout session between them. Zac Efron looked kind of whack. It was very, I was like, what is going on? This is like such a random pairing. And Nicole Kidman, obviously she's married to Keith Urban. She's 56 years old. I just dropped the mic, sorry. Zac Efron is 36. So it's a 20-year difference, and it was kind of like a shock when I saw that. It was a very steamy trailer. But Joey King's in it. Liza, who, if you guys remember her, like, what the heck? So basically, the film follows a young woman who discovers that so the main girl, Joey King, this sounds so weird, but I was just like, I don't know what's going on with this. So Joey King is a young woman, and she discovers that her single mother, who's Nicole Kidman, is having an affair with her self-absorbed movie star boss, who's Zac Efron. This sounds crazy. Oh my gosh. This is apparently the third time that Zac Efron and Nicole Kidman are sharing the big screen. I've never seen, like, that's such a weird pairing to me. I don't know. So in the trailer, it says, I'm starting to feel things that I never thought I would feel, not since your father died. Okay, so if the dad died, how is it an affair? Is he with someone? What's going on? What's going on with this, guys? Anyway, but it comes out really soon, I believe, on Netflix. Guys, you have to watch this trailer, though. I was like, what is going on here? So it comes out, I believe, this month in June. Release date. June 28th. All right. It was supposed to come out this past November. It's only rated PG-13. This seems really interesting. I'm definitely going to watch it. But if you see the trailer with Zac Efron, he looks like really whack. And I know he's had like facial whatever, but it's, you guys just got to watch it. It's like really kind of weird and creepy. Anyway, what an interesting, honestly, like, go Nicole Kidman for getting to make out with Zac Efron. But he looks like that, so is it that exciting? I always wonder, just like movie stars in general who have like makeout scenes or sex scenes, like, I know there's an intimacy coordinator for a lot of those, but to be doing that and that being your job, and then if you have like a family and like a husband and kids and then them seeing that, it's like, I could never be married to like an actor. But like John Krasinski and Emily Blunt, imagine being married and then, you know, you have John, who was with friggin' Pam Beasley, the Office like couple of like of the century. I don't know how people do that. And I know they just like, you know, it's our job, but it just seems crazy to me that they can do that, because I can never do that. I don't know. Weird to think about different jobs that people have and sharing their spouses with other actors. That sounds gross. Anyway, all right, so now we are getting into our TV show recap. Since there's a million TV shows going on, we're going to recap the Kardashians, and then the Summer House and the Valley finale were on. So these shows have ended, and now I get a break from that. Thank God. I think all the Bravo shows are pretty much done. So we'll be going over all of that today, for sure. So let's start off just with the Kardashians. It was episode 2 that came out, and it was pretty good. There were a lot of like weird moments. So Kourtney Kardashian is making a scrapbook for Travis, and it's for their anniversary. And so Khloe's going through it, and they have blood vials in this scrapbook. So I guess they would keep a vial of blood of each other in their nightstands or something, and she put it in the scrapbook. What a weird thing to keep. It is kind of like when who was it? Megan Fox and I have his face in my head. Whatever. Anyway, him, when they like, she had the ring on, right? And like if she took it off, her finger would bleed. it's just like there's weird, some couples do really weird things, and like if it works for you, good for you, but the blood vial thing was just, that was kind of creepy. You will never find me having a blood vial of my husband. That's just really creepy. But to each his own, and it makes, as Chloe said, it makes the world go round, and if we were all the same, the world would be boring. So that was definitely interesting. And then they were still in Paris for the Paris Fashion Week, and Chris and Corey were eating dinner with literally the Eiffel Tower right behind them, and it was going off and sparkling, and I want to go to Paris so bad just to see the Eiffel Tower sparkle at night, and I just think it would be so gorgeous to see. I want to go everywhere, but that's, you know, there's some staples that you're like, I want to see that. Like, I want to go to Greece and see, you know, all those buildings, and then Paris to see the Eiffel Tower. I want to go to Switzerland really bad. It just seems really calming. Where else do I want to go? Just all over, you know, why not? But that was really cute seeing them just eating there and having the Eiffel Tower right behind them. Could never be me. Kim and Courtney were talking a lot about how, you know, fans and people think that they hate each other just because, like, they have arguments and fight. And listen, if you don't have a sister, you won't understand. But I know for me and my sister, we can be having the most awful fights, smacking each other, yelling at each other. And then 5 seconds later, we'll be in the car going to Starbucks and forgetting all about it. It's just, like, part of being sisters. Like, being sisters is something, it's so crazy. It's the weirdest relationship. It's the best relationship. And, you know, if you're a sister, you'll understand that Kim and Courtney don't hate each other. It's just, you're sisters. That's it. You're just sisters. And then they watched the American Horror Story premiere because Kim obviously was on American Horror Story with Emma Roberts. I watched the first episode of the season. It was a very boring season just because I've seen a lot of the beginning seasons of American Horror Story that are so good and, like, so freaky and so weird. And this one was just kind of like, I don't know. So I didn't really watch it. I watched the first episode, but yeah, go Kim. And she honestly, like, isn't a bad actress. So it was pretty good. But that was the Kardashians episode 2. It's just a good, relaxing show to watch. And I just love it. Love the Kardashians. Love watching them. All right, that was that. Now let's do I want to do Summer House or the Valley? I'll just do the Valley really quickly because it was just boring. I'm ready for season 2 because obviously we know now Michelle and Jesse are divorced. Jax and Brittany are separated. It's kind of like everything has blown up, so I'm very intrigued to see what they do with the other cast and if they bring anyone on, if they don't. It was just, again, just a lot of Brittany and Jax fighting, and then, you know, obviously this season was filmed last year, and so the end of the episode season finale, it shot to March of this year, where we see Jesse and Michelle being divorced and, you know, swapping time with their daughter, and then Brittany and Jax talking about, you know, her moving into an Airbnb. So it was kind of like a sad finale. They're also not doing a reunion, which reunions are my favorite part of a reality Bravo show because it's, you know, in present time, what's been going on, and really having the cast sitting there answering the questions on the hot seat. So I'm kind of sad they're not having that, but we'll see. Season 2, I think, will be a little bit better. The one thing I don't understand, though, is the whole Janet. Janet's the worst. Like, I can't stand her, and just her leaving Kristen out of everything. And I'm like, but you all are on a cast together. So, like, how's this going to work? I don't know. So that was the Valley. The season finale was just kind of like showing now how, like, the couples are, like, not together anymore. So we'll see what happens with season 2. And then the Summer House finale, which it's been building up again to the Carl and Lindsay, Carl calling off the engagement. And the more I watched it, the more I realized that Carl 1000% knew what he was doing. Apparently, like, they filmed the last weekend together, and then they weren't filming, and Carl called Kyle to meet with him to talk about, you know, the whole Lindsay situation. He called the cameras to be there, and then he told Lindsay, like, on a Tuesday night, hey, like, I'm having the cameras come tomorrow. And so she was like, okay, thinking they're just gonna, you know, talk a little bit more about just their miscommunication and try to figure it out again. I don't know. And he did totally blindside her, because she was like, you 1000% had the cameras there because you knew you were going to break off the engagement. And he just, like, I can't stand him. I'm so ready for this reunion, because he's just crazy. How can he sit there and say he didn't go into that conversation thinking he was going to call off the engagement when he called the cameras to have Kyle there to talk about it, and then called the cameras to go to their apartment so they could have a conversation? No, you knew what you were doing, and he's actually the worst. So I'm very excited for this reunion. Just craziness. Summer House is a good show. If you want something good to watch, I would highly recommend. So that is everything. Wow. A lot going on, I guess, in the TV show world. And yeah. Do I have any last minute thoughts for you guys? I don't know if I do or not. I did post, I hit 500 followers on Instagram, which is like, I remember when I hit 100 for the first time. And I know that like followers is just like a number, but it's just like, it's so cool to have people that actually enjoy, like, listening to the podcast and, you know, hearing what I have to say. It's just really cool to see I have 500 people who want to be part of this, and it's just really cool. You guys are seriously the coolest ever. And I know that, like, everyone has a podcast, but it's just fun, and, like, why not just do what you want to do and what makes you happy? It's definitely, like, the one time of the week that I kind of have to myself to kind of just, like, de-stress, just, like, talk about everything. I always grew up a journaler. I love to journal all my feelings. I still journal today, to this day, I guess you should say. But, you know, just having this to talk and just, like, get my thoughts out there, it's just really cool that you guys support it. But if you don't already follow the Instagram, definitely go give it a follow. I post on there whenever I honestly can remember to. I need to get better about that. We did actually, oh my gosh, so our house has been just, like, so wacky with, like, connection and Wi-Fi and stuff, and so we finally had the Wi-Fi people come out yesterday, and now everything has Wi-Fi and everything works, like, so fast, and it's been, like, a game changer. I feel like a new person having everything connect to Wi-Fi so easily. So I'm going to be better about posting stuff more regularly, not having to use a hotspot all the time. And yeah, I do post on YouTube every week, so definitely go subscribe to the YouTube. What else? 5-star reviews. We're gonna do our Literally What segment next week, so if you want to write in, definitely do that. And yeah, just happy Friday. I hope everyone has a great week. Make sure to check the pricing on your produce before you go to the store. And I think that's about it. So yeah, thank you guys for spending another week with me just talking about everything crazy and all of the hot gossip, hot take stories, and advice that will have you saying literally what? Bye, guys.